And we're into game
Indeed.
6.
Good time management. That move G4, kind of keeping the tension, very patient. And, Hikaru got low on time. He strikes with E4, and Hikaru wasn't able to find his way out of the complications. A great effort by Ding. And he needs more where that came from.
Am I allowed to say, Danya, and if not, we can just go back and cut this out of the VOD, but am I allowed to say that I was hoping that Ding Liren would win the 5-minute section so that we would have more question about who's going to win the match in the second and third time controls?
I think you are. I think most people understand that commentators always root for a close match. Well, some people don't understand that, and I feel like anytime you praise anyone for like a win, you just assume it's a knock on the other player, which is ridiculous, of course.
Yeah.
I definitely think there would be a lot more entertainment value in a close match.
Yeah, I once, like very, very early days, commented a kids tournament, and then a parent sent in a complaint that I had said something good about a move that their kid's opponent played.
Right.
Like I was that was a good move. Like, why did he say that about the other kid? He's so biased. I didn't know.
He's so biased against my son. Yeah. How dare he praise a good game by anybody?
Yeah.
What a controversial point. Yeah.
Yeah. But what I really love are like, chess contests where you don't know who's going to win.
Yeah. I think everybody does.
And Hikaru has built up this aura of like invincibility in the Speed Chess Championships. So I would love to see him lose the 5-minute portion and see what gear does he go into if he's
for sure. And I think a lot of Hikaru fans would like to see the same. I think it's normal to want that. I'm a big Warriors fan, and I don't like games where they're up by 30 for the first quarter. I like to see buzzer beaters in fourth quarter contests that come down to the wire. Most people are into entertainment, and this is definitely the most entertaining type of match. And we've seen a lot of it in the SEC this season. We have not seen a lot of blowouts, which is, a testament to how much everybody has left everything on the table, and in a good sense, of course. And there have been some matches that have gone down to the very last game. 2 of them, I think.
A5. Wow. That's a very desirable move for Ding to get an A5, A4 if possible, but I was concerned that White might be getting ready to move Knight E4. But I guess it doesn't matter too much. If Ding says it doesn't.
Black is another lackluster opening by Hikaru, who's given up the center. He's given up queenside pressure, as you've said, and his bishop on B2 is unimpressive as well. You would want to at some point play E3, but completely not feasible here with a black bishop on C5. Goes King H1.
King H1, a bit of a miserable move, right?
Yeah, black can play bishop G4, black can play A4. This is a chance for Ding here. Like I said, I think he needs a 2 or 3 point lead realistically out of the 5-minute portion, and he needs to maintain that in the 3-minute portion.
Yeah.
But this is his chance. This is the format where I think he's closest in strength to Hikaru.
Yeah. Have you seen Ding play blitz outside of the Speed Chess Championships?
Very little.
Because I know you sort of play with all the highest rated blitz players online.
I think I've played him maybe once or twice, but he doesn't play a lot casually, which hurts you, I think, the most in the bullet, actually. I think that if you're a good blitz player, but you don't really play much online, you come back, you play a couple games, all right, you're back into the routine. Yeah. In bullet, I feel like it's almost impossible to find your form unless you're very practiced. Right. And in that sense, Hikaru has a huge edge over a lot of his SEC opponents.
Certainly in a 30-minute segment, you don't have time to find your form, right?
Nope.
You would need to have a 2-hour session, and maybe in the second hour, you'd be playing well, but here it's 30 minutes and it all counts against you.
And the depressing thing about playing Hikaru is that even if he has a complete disaster, you beat him, you're winning by 6 points going to the bullet, your lead is still not safe. You're still very much nervous that he's just going to whitewash you. And 30 minutes is enough to play 10 or 11 games. So in the meantime, Ding continues to extend his advantage in this game. He's put the bishop on B4. He can put the other one on A6, for example. And then he can put the knight on D5. He seems to be dominating in the center. Or rook B5.
Yeah. I mean, fianchettoed bishops just generally are not that good if the opponent's center is too strong. So, it's, oof. Yeah,
Base
the
6.
slicing from the side here.
Yeah, freezing a lot of white's pieces in place. And if you go rook g1, you could end up, getting mated with knight g4. It's actually not so easy to defend against the threat of knight takes f2, believe it or not, given that the knight on d4 is also pinned. Knight on d2 is also pinned.
Yeah, no, I mean, you just have to go straight back to f1 there.
Yeah, I just bungled it, just totally bungled it. I don't see a move.
Yeah, I mean, each piece can't move because of the other piece that can't move.
Right.
Start to untangle it.
The pawn can't move because the rook can't move, because the knight can't move, because the queen can't move. It's tied to the knight. The bishop is blocked by black's pawns. What Hikaru needs is he needs to make one of black's pieces budge, or he has to play f4 at some point. How is he going to change the course of the game? Of course, he is second to none in this regard.
Yeah,
he does.
I would have lashed out with f4 there, so it's instructive to see what he's doing here. He's preventing smothered mate, and then
knight g4. He took that threat seriously, and now eventually maybe bring the other rook away, although you can't do that right now. And for Ding, what's hard about these positions in blitz is you feel the need to find accurate moves. You feel like you're so dominating that you don't want to lose your advantage, so you end up burning a lot of clock, sifting through a lot of tempting options. And Ding, for the time being, and this is what I've liked about the way he's played this match so far, I think he understands when he needs to play a little faster, David. He doesn't do the thing where he spends a minute and a half. He understands that he can't really drop down to 10 seconds in the middle game.
Right. Can he play e4 here? Like, speaking of...
He can definitely consider it. And the point would be, again, that the knight is pinned.
Yeah.
White would have to sack an exchange, I would imagine.
Yeah. And then the game enters a decisive phase once you go for it.
+3. Queen e7 also makes some sense going after.
Because if white can't take on e4, you just play e3 next move, and I assume white's position is cracked. So
yeah, white's position is just fed through the shredder then. Everything collapses. Ding taking his time. I can assure you he's calculating e4. He goes a4, striking on the other side. And guess what? He's threatening queen a5, which is going to enforce the pressure on the knight. Uh-oh.
Ouch. That is a strong move.
It's a great move.
And it's a no-risk move, too.
Bishop c3 makes sense here.
Yeah.
Or you could go for the pawn, take d2 and take b3. Again, I think Ding needs to make this decision fast.
Yeah.
Which he's not really doing. And he goes for bishop c3, keeping the tension.
I like that. Your idea of queen a5 is so evil.
And it can't be defended against for the reasons we outlined, because of the rook, because of the pawn, because of the knight. Yeah. And Hikaru is insistent on giving up a pawn, but relieving some of this pressure. Now Ding can go knight d5, or he can say, this is what I'm talking about it. He's got a lot of these decisions. He's completely winning here. But can he drive it all the way home?
I think this game he can.
There's the exchange sack.
Yeah.
Queen takes, he takes the... Okay, now he takes b4 as well. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's an exchange and a pawn.
It's an exchange.
No compensation.
It's not a pawn for the exchange. It's not compensation for the pawn. It's an exchange and a pawn and compensation.
Yeah, he's got, lock, stock, and barrel. And Hikaru does manage to put his knight on d6. That's like the first active piece he's had all game.
Yeah. The first white piece to venture past the third rank.
Right. And there comes his vis-a-vis, which can swing backward to b5 if Ding wants, and force the knight out of d6. One thing that concerns me is this clock.
Is there anything wrong with queen a5?
Ding is wondering the same thing. Well, I guess he just has nowhere to go after reaching a5. There's knight b5. 24 seconds, Hikaru keeping as many pieces on the board as possible, but now the knight is banished to h4. And the bishop's going to reroute, I think, to e6 and potentially to d5.
Yeah. It's hard to hang out like on the other side of the board when there's nobody else from your team there, right? It's just you and like 5 guys who hate you. And like at some point, you're like...
Ding trading the knight on f5. Knight, Bishop takes b3 there. Hikaru trying one last attempt to weaken Black's king. That is not a bad attempt, I should say.
No, not a bad attempt. I would have played queen e7 last move because I was afraid of this thing.
Wait, f takes g7. What is Ding's idea? Does he want to play e3?
Must be e3.
But then just f takes
queen...
e3.
Yeah.
I don't like the direction this is going for Ding. He's got 10 seconds. That's what I talk about. 5 seconds. 3 seconds. Queen takes h6. Now it's unclear. Look at white as the g file. Queen takes c6.
Oh my goodness. Now he could even lose this game.
Yeah, very, very well might. Now you can't go rook g1 immediately. You drop b2, but you could go bishop f3 and threaten rook g1.
Yeah, or bishop c6.
And Hikaru king h2, but white could still lose this game as well.
Oh, now he could queen the a pawn. There was a pawn on a2. There was a reason for doing this.
Queen e... Oh, that was the idea. Queen e5, bishop f4. Oh my goodness. I think Ding's going to lose this game.
1 second left.
Now white is winning, apparently. Oh, e4. I think e4 is the move.
Hikaru's like calculating.
Hikaru's annoyed, but he's going to win.
Wow.
Unbelievable turn. I mean, this is what kills you in a match with Hikaru. These games